Welcome to my new collection, Wide and Blown. As you know, I'm not a professional videographer, so you're just gonna have to cope with this, with my dodgy video skills. Introducing, let's fuck, let's fall. This is all about the feeling I have between my partner and I. It's gold. Let's keep falling, love. It's the idea of the letting go that I experience during lovemaking with my partner, and the idea of just letting everything go except for that moment. This is the original, and it's a large A0, big large picture. This particular one I'm keeping for myself because I'm epically proud of it, and it was actually technically really difficult to make happen. This is like spray paint, gold, different layers of paint, marker pen. It's all happening here, but I have done some really beautiful, really good quality prints of it, so that is also, they are available. It's such beautiful light right now. This one's called Wild on Solid Ground. She's a large artwork. And up here is written Wild. I made this photograph probably about 15 years ago. And then I drew on it. And this is a photographic print. I absolutely love the neon flashing and glinting beside it. Closely related to Let's Fuck, Let's Fall is this artwork here, I Am the Bestest. So this is the original. So this one here, the actual background is Wild on Solid Ground, the nude you just saw. And then this is like hand scored, and there are layers and layers of acrylic paint, fluorescent spray paint here, gold, lots of hand scoring, and a little bit of detail there. And I Am the Bestest. It's kind of like the braggadocio that like the rappers do, you know? I am the bestest. And this chick, she feels it, she is it. This is the original. So that is for sale. It is definitely a labour of love. And I have made prints of it as well, but this is really beautiful in real life. Gosh, the light is so beautiful right now in the studio. And I'm just going round to this one over here, another original artwork. So this is a painting on ply. And Florence and Stanley, up a tree. Kissing. You know what I'm saying? Again, there are lots of layers in this artwork. It's worked over, there is over and over again. And this is hand painted in kind of like a mustard yellow, the ply. This is gold here. And this reminds me of the ruffles I had on this, one of my favourite dresses when I was a little kid. And then this is like, my partner has some Dr. Martin like boots, and these are the little yellow tags. Yeah. And Florence and Stanley are our nickname for each other, so yeah. It's a lot gentler actually than you're seeing here, but you get the vibe. Closely related to upper tree, K-I-S-S-I-N-G, is this lovely little one here. Again, this is an original artwork on ply, and it's called I Like the Wind. And the words you can see here, I like the wind and what the wind brings. Love, a memory of summer, a shift in my weather. So this is probably 7, 8 layers, really thin layers of, thin layers of paint. And this is gold. This is like the wind. So can you see it shimmering? It's another hand painted ply frame. And this here, you can see the etching. So I've hand scored this like deeply into the ply with a screwdriver, bit of gold action going on there. I'm trying to shut up and not talk too much. But yeah, this is quite a layered, and again, it's quite a gentle work, IRL. I like the wind. Hanging out along this wall here, along the gold wall, kind of in a similar vein to this one here, this is a limited edition print of a painting I'm going to show you later. So this is I Am. This is a print of 25. She says wild on solid ground on her necklace. I'll talk more about this one later, but this is the print, just showing you the print. This is like gold over the top of the print, over the top of the archival print. So this is like number 6 of 25. And she's got gold here. Just trying to flicker it for you, and gold here. I am, yes I am. And here we go. Past the windows into the new entrance of the studio. Wide in Bloom poster is in the house. Okay, from the living room, we swing around. Well, no, this is kind of like the lounge where you chill. It's kind of like a bit of a, I don't know, at night type vibe. We're going down the studio down here to one of my very, very favourite pieces in the entire show. This is a very large artwork on canvas, and my partner and I had this beautiful night in the dark Wairarapa, you know, the dark night sky in Wairarapa, where we were on a hill in a house, in a hut, and we couldn't see any houses, and all we saw was this absolutely beautiful, almost arcing night sky. And this is my representation of it. I am so proud of it. This is all arced in gold. When we were there, my partner went and had a look at the stars at night, you know, like maybe 2 or 3 in the morning, and he came back and he said, I saw the stars and I thought of you. So in return, I wanted to make a painting for him. This is layers and layers and layers of paint. And it's actually like a blue-black. And this used to say, really big letters, I saw the stars and I thought of you. And I covered it up and then I sanded it really carefully back to get this kind of outline. I love the glimmering in this light. See the beautiful blue-black? And whoever decides to have this artwork with them in their life, we can discuss the framing of it. I've got some beautiful ideas. It's called Tia Hut. So we're moving from my Tia Hut to another woman I have worked with. This is we call her the Blue Lady. This is gold leaf, and it has some very familiar words. It's beautiful here, in this small room, in this small town, in this small country, at the edge of the world. Slightly difficult to show you this, but this is all hand, like gold leaf on the little daisies. I loved flowers, I love them. So this is all hand drawn over an existing print that I found, you know, and framed absolutely beautifully, like in this epic gold frame. Here's and hand drawn flowers by me. And yeah, gold leaf over here. And this is this woman, so this print it's of a painting that was made by this woman, JPL, in 1969. And so I've put my initials here. So this is kind of like a reworking, overworking. Look at this gorgeous frame of this existing print. Our Blue Lady. She is. FW. Oh, these are the art cards, by the way. I'm loving the rats. I feel like very excited to have all of the artwork in the show pretty much up here, so that people can buy a little wee art card for themselves if they don't feel like buying a large artwork for themselves. Riffing off the Blue Lady is this one, I am Queen. I am Queen. Queen of my own country. So here she is, making herself known and very clear. This is a little small A3 print because it is a limited edition print. This is one of the first artworks I did for the show. It's on ply and it's this absolutely gorgeous kind of blue-green colour in reference to Bill Hammond using exactly the very similar colour in his paintings, and he's one of my absolute heroes. A shift in my weather. So moving into being a queen, and that has gold leaf and the little kind of gems in her crown. A shift in my weather. I like her on the top of this kind of studio cabinet. As I've done with a lot in this show, I have made limited edition prints of the paintings. So this one is it's called Gold Arc, and so its source is from the painting Tia Hut. And the idea is that it's very different in feel to Tia Hut, but it's referencing. And it's really got this beautiful kind of arc. So it's its own thing, you know what I'm saying? Like it's an artwork in its own right. It's got I Saw the Stars and Thought of You, and it's called Gold Arc. This limited edition print, 25 of them. That's just a picture I really love. And you know how I said about I don't know, 15 years ago, whatever, I made that drawing of Wild on Solid Ground back at the beginning of the show. Well, this little person here is the original. So this is the original print with the original drawing. So it's quite little. It's like, I don't know, half a magazine size. And if you look really carefully, you can see that's pastel there, and pastel the white, and red pastel. For me, this is about desire. This is about kind of sensuality. And I put her in this beautiful vintage frame with museum glass. And actually, as it stands, someone has already decided to have her for their own. Ah, look at the light at this time of night. It's so beautiful. So we're moving on to another one that I did right at the beginning of this process, so probably like about 8 months ago. This one's called This Light Between Us. So this is a photograph, a big, large photograph of this previous artwork called This Light Between Us, and it had a very different picture of kind of flowers on it. And this has been completely redone. So this is like painted all over the top in that Bill Hammond kind of blue-green, which I love. And this is the idea of our beautiful feeling between my partner and I. And this is gold leaf here. I'm feeling very happy. Not sure why this is not sharp. I'm feeling very pleased. And you can see the gold leaf here and the flickering of the silver paint. And underneath here, quite subtly, I have done some pictures of a sexual nature, shall we say. Nice little arrow. Thus feeling very happy in this light. And again here, there are some subtle, not so subtle pictures. This light. This is a celebration of my sexuality, of the fact that desire is still a really important thing. I don't think desire ever goes away, it just changes. And you know, it's nothing to do with age, it's kind of deep within us. And part of doing this kind of sexual work, these sexual referenced work, I suppose, in the show, was about the fact that, like, I'm 52 and I still feel desire. I still absolutely love that aspect of my life, and I wanted to celebrate it, and I don't feel the need to be quiet about it just because I'm 52 and not like, what does society think, 30? Yeah, so that a lot of the works in the show that are of this kind of sexual nature are about me celebrating it. So they are king, they are queens, both kings. Yeah. I like these little fellas. So this one here, I Saw the Stars and I Thought of You, was what Tia Hutt, the big original painting, actually looked like originally. So this is a photograph of one of the iterations of the painting of Tia Hutt, which I photographed, changed in Photoshop and made look like this. So this is a limited edition print. And then this is what I painted over when I did Tia Hutt. I just got rid of the whole thing. And as I said, with all of these limited edition prints, they are their own. They are their own artwork. And I love that about these prints. Little stars. And I could have easily redone this, but I actually super dug the fact that I spelt thought wrong. And I just was like, nah, because it would have been massively easy to change, but I'm like totally leaving it in, like, because I don't know, for some reason I just think it looks quite bloody beautiful. And it's got this kind of, so the blue light, the blue round things you can see in the background of the reflection of the lights in the museum glass. But this blue is part of the artwork. So it's subtly kind of blue and yellow. And I like it because it's kind of a step between the work that I used to do and the newer work. I was having a bit of a mare trying to work out where to put this, and Jane, my studio manager, she was so cool. She put them together and I just think they look really beautiful. So often my partner and I, we are often not in the same town, and we often say to each other when we're not physically together in the same town that we're with each other. I'm with you, I'm with you. And this is me stating over and over again on a post-it note, I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm with you. And I think it's, every day we're with each other, and that's what love is, like every day deciding to be with. And again, this is another limited edition print. This is the print of Let's Fuck, Let's Fall that I was telling you about earlier when I was showing you the original. I'm so proud of this print. This is a small A3 framed work, and I'm just really, really happy with this print. And it does have on the nipples and the vagina area, vagina? Is that the right word? Yeah, area. It has gold over the top of the photographic print. Last but absolutely in no way least is this little set that Jane and I created of originals. I'll start with this one here. Unsurprisingly, it's called Hopscotch. This is ply. This is an original painting, acrylic on ply, and this is hand painted white and deeply, deeply scored with a screwdriver, the hopscotch pattern. This is actually says remember, but it's just like really subtly there, and there's a gold dot here. This is me remembering some very beautiful parts of my childhood. Just underneath and referencing hopscotch, as I remember. When I was a child, my mother used to make me beautiful clothes. And this was one of them. So when I used to go to a plastic surgery clinic to get my cleft lip and palate looked at, blah, blah, blah. And she used to make me an outfit every single time, and it was quite often maybe twice a year. And this was one of my favourite outfits, red dungarees, and my favourite black patent and leather shoes, I remember. And I had blue ribbons in my hair, and I loved those blue ribbons. And then I'd get to, after I'd been to clinic, I would get to wear this outfit for school, and as much as I liked. God, I love this. And some pretty tough stuff went down in my life when I was about 9 or 10. And these are all the years. I was born in 1970. So these are all the years before that time, that time was pretty tough, and I wanted to make an artwork which went back to that time, that beautiful time of innocence and the deep love. I was deeply loved as a child, and I wanted to say that I remember. coming in from the other side is this, I don't know, I'm just dig this hard, man. This is called two bunnies in a field. It is hand scored, like this is like with a screwdriver into this kind of plyboard, which has then been like sealed and everything like that. It says thank you. It's thinking about all of the people that aren't around anymore. And this is our house. And literally I was walking on a road by our house and I saw these two bunnies in a field. And this is my kind of like amusing rendition. And it says two bunnies in a field. And this is like us together, like side by side, but each having our own space and our own time. And I can't even talk about it, I don't know, this is us. And first of all, this guy, I mean, come on, he's like the mascot for the show. Absolutely love him. I don't know, he's meant to be Napoleon's son, I reckon, but I just bought him because he's bloody cool. So this is the painting of I Am. This is like a self-portrait of me. She's acrylic paint on ply, hand painted ply. And this is gold, you can see her flickering. Same here, the flickering. And this is like pen, it's all sealed and everything. And when I was about 24, no, younger, I did a creative writing course and I did this poem and the words "wild on solid ground" were in it. And it was the thing that got me into this really amazing Bill Manhire creative writing course, was those words. And so ever since I was 24, I have thought about those words. That's what I've always wanted, is to let go, to be able to be who I was, but be on solid ground. And I finally feel that internally in myself. I finally am. I am on solid ground. And she's got gold leaf on her crown. And down here, I am so afraid, but so wide open, alive. This is the thing of like living a life well lived, but well lived, is that you go take yourself places that you don't know where you're going. This whole artistic thing for me, I'm often so afraid because I'm like flying in the dark, but it's also so amazing. And it's the vulnerability of having yourself wide open, and it makes me feel so alive and also afraid. So it's both those things. And I'm also, Colin McCann, he does the kind of I am, and he's probably done it, I am so afraid. And this is me being bold enough to use the words I am, because they are McCann's, right? But this makes me feel epically proud. And that is the White and Bloom collection. And we'll head out the door in this beautiful light. Thank you for sticking with me and letting me show you the work. So from the living room is the dining room. That's where Jane and I hang out and eat our lunch. And it's got so this is such beautiful light. This is White and Bloom. So this one is taken from the painting, the original painting I'll show you later. So it's a photograph I made of the original painting, and this is a limited edition print of it, so it's obviously got the words over. And it's quite different in feeling, but it's a similar source, a bit like with Tia Hut. And I love these dots. My diary that I use has dots in it, and I really love them. Again, so it's a photographic print, but it's got gold painted over the top of each print. And this is an A1, it's number 4. Chandelier in the background. Hanging below this, and actually looking fucking fabulous, is Somewhere There's Rain. No, it's called Into the Garden We Go. Somewhere there's rain, but not here, not right now. Into the garden we go. The idea of these two kind of childlike, innocent figures sitting on their park bench underneath the giant dandelion. Do you remember that that movie, or I think it was a TV series, Land of the Giants? I absolutely loved it when I was a kid. And so there's hand-painted gold over the top of the photographic print, and in the little squares of their clothes is the gold. And this is kind of like a gentle minty green and a gentle blue. It's quite slightly hard to see in this light. And this is again a limited edition print. Into the garden we go. Jane and I were trying to work out how to hang these, and in real life these look really amazing together. They just kind of work. So across here we have At Last. So my partner bought me a present, and what looks like the shape of the house is the wrapping paper that he put the present in, and I've had that on my wall in our bedroom for a couple of years. And so what I did is I made a photograph of it, and then on the photograph I drew all these lines and pictures, and then on the photographic print I hand wrote At Last, and then this has got gold. There's a real, as you can tell, a real gold thing, and here is some little gold. And yeah, home at last, right? Photographic print. There's a limited edition print. Coming down underneath is this beautiful self-portrait in blue. So this comes from, it's actually a photograph that I did of the Blue Lady, and then I've completely changed it in Photoshop, but that's the sort of origin of the picture. And the idea is kind of, me feeling regal. And I have, so that crown has got gold leaf over it. And I've scratched into the photographic print to make hair that looked like mine and a profile that looked more like mine. And I have that's a necklace I wear a lot. And I have made her look slightly rounder because I like being round, and I wanted her to feel round. And this is hand drawn over the top, self-portrait in blue. This is a special edition print, so at this size, and there are only 5 of these ever. And she is really beautiful and delicate actually in life. Self-portrait in blue. Swinging around onto the other wall in the dining room with these fabulous kind of garish 80s chairs, which are so comfortable, you're not even going to believe how comfortable they are. The rest of the artwork in the dining room. So this little guy is meant to be a bit of a partner to the self-portrait in blue, and this has the same words, self-portrait in blue, but I call him in blue. And here we go. The reason this fellow is in the show is that no matter how happy, how wide in bloom, how open, how gorgeous your life is, there are still those moments that you're feeling a bit sad, mate. And this is him, and I don't know why I just call him a him. And part of me is a him too, so that's why. I really think lots of us are like men and women combined, you know. And so this little guy is my self-portrait in blue. And it kind of reminds me, I don't know, he's amusing to me. And it reminds me that sort of to take my tough times, you know, not quite so seriously, it's okay. And he is a special edition print, so there's only 5 of those. In blue. Coming from In Blue is another iteration. So this is like a photograph that I made of the blue lady. So it's literally a photograph that I made of the blue lady with its beautiful hair, right? And then what I did was I changed her up and made her look sharper, and she's quite a big, this is another special edition print, so she's quite big and there's like 5 of her. And she has hand written and hand painted and all over her is I like it at the edge. So it's this gentle, beautiful poem. It's beautiful here in this small room, in this small town, in this small country, at the edge of the world. And then this queen, who is sitting very firmly in her own space, in her own life, and the life that she has made for herself, says, I like it at the edge. And here, queen of my own country. Is that what it says? Yes. Aha! Queen of my own country. I like it at the edge. And this is all hand drawn all over the top, and there's all this kind of hand drawn detail. So this is like gold paint. And down here, coming down here, I hand etched, and because I wanted this one, I hand etched queen of my own country. It's not really an etching, it's a scoring with a screwdriver actually. So that is hand done, queen of my own country. Because I wanted her to be less polite. I wanted her to be like a little bit gangster, you know what I'm saying? And that is Gold Leaf, the crown. And she is my sort of at the edge. She's happy, she's centered in her own life, but she's also loving, being on the edge of herself, exploring new territory. Lucky I'm nearly done because the light is fading, but it's still looking very beautiful in here. I'll just show you. So nice Katie Brown lights. But so working from the dining room is down here. And I'm going to show you next our blue lady.